They call this La France Profonde, Deep France, the French version of Middle America. It's also Le Pen country. Jean-Marie Le Pen, the first new face on France's national scene in a decade, a politician of the right, an ardent admirer of Ronald Reagan. His rise in the polls has been astonishing. From a handful a year ago, now a quarter of the French electorate say they sympathize with what he stands for. His convictions, he says, run to free enterprise and less government. But he has other convictions, too. These are part of the dark side of Jean-Marie Le Pen.
I prefer French to foreigners, French to Europeans, European to Westerners, Westerners to the rest of the world.
Le Pen will tell you that he prefers people like himself to all others. It's been described as a subtle form of racism, appealing to some deep anxieties. The target of his attacks is France's growing immigrant community. In a nation of high unemployment and economic malaise, the immigrants are often blamed by the average Frenchman for seizing jobs and for drugs, violence, and a deteriorating standard of life. It's to this perception of a nation awash with Africans and Arabs that Le Pen appeals.
We don't want to see the European continent submerged, because this submersion is to the detriment of our people and also to the detriment of the third world, which needs a Europe that is powerful, intelligent, generous. When the goose that lays the golden egg is killed, you don't get any more eggs.
Somehow, wherever Le Pen goes, violence is not far behind. Much of the French, indeed European far right, the violent right, has gravitated toward him. Men like Jean-Marie Demarque, twice imprisoned under de Gaulle for plotting against the French presidency. There is a range of extremist groups and individuals who march with Le Pen. Some want a return to the French monarchy. Others, with leather jackets and ready fists, want to return to their concept of law and order at any cost.
There is a hatred among Le Pen followers against immigrants in France, which could be the spring of something very dangerous.
Le Pen is keenly sensitive about his image. Years ago, he shed his sinister-looking eye patch, changed his hair color, and cleaned up his language. Still, when satirized on French television this year, Le Pen came off as a vampire with Nazi overtones. Infuriated, he took the puppet's creator, Stéphane Collaro, to court. The court ordered a change. Now Le Pen appears as a little Breton peasant girl with a vicious overbite. Politically, no one's really figured out Le Pen. He'll tell you he's from the same school as Margaret Thatcher or Ronald Reagan. His critics warn he's a racist, even a fascist. Whatever he is, there's no French politician today whose strength is rising like Jean-Marie Le Pen's. David Andelman, CBS News, Annecy, France.